Purple and Saatva, two very popular mattresses, but which one should you get? That's where I come in. I'm going to be telling you what's similar about these mattresses, what's different, I'm telling you what kind of person should get one or the other, so stay tuned. Let's talk about what's similar between these two mattresses. And at first, you might think they're pretty different, but there actually are a lot of similarities. So they're both very popular mattresses that come with great customer service. They're in a pretty similar price range and actually put the firmness at about the exact same firmness level. So I think both mattresses are a good fit for all three sleeping positions. If you're a combination sleeper, stomach sleeper, side sleeper, back sleeper, I think you're going to find these mattresses to be a pretty good fit. They're both going to be more durable than the average mattress in this price range. They're going to be breathable mattresses as well. So there actually are a lot of similarities. Now let's talk about what's different between these two mattresses, and it's really just materials and overall feel of the two mattresses. So materials, you've got a coil-on-coil construction with the Saatva and then a Euro-style pillow top. So if you're kind of used to the traditional spring pillow top mattresses, that's going to be what you're going to get with the Saatva. And with the purple, they have this proprietary, unique, hyper-elastic polymer material on top of the mattress. So it's kind of squishy, it's pressure relieving, yet firm at the same time. So it's a unique feel that could take some time to get used to, but I think a lot of people are going to like. So the overall feel is really just, if you're used to a traditional spring mattress, that's what you're going to get with the Saatva, and then have this very unique feel with the purple. Now let's talk about the construction of both mattresses and what the differences are. If you want to go really into the details, I'd encourage you to check out both our written and video reviews of both mattresses. Starting with the purple, we have a base layer, a transition layer, and then this hyper-elastic polymer material. It's 2 inches, so it's pressure relieving yet supportive at the same time. So the way it works is it'll stay flat and supportive until a certain pressure threshold is reached, then it'll collapse. So if you're on your back, it'll collapse underneath your butt, but then stay supportive across your back. So it's very supportive when you're on your back. And then flip side on the stomach as well. And then it's going to collapse underneath your shoulders and hips when you're on your side. So therefore, I think it's a good fit for all three sleeping positions. It's a unique feel too. It's kind of squishy, pressure relieving yet firm at the same time. Switching over to the Saatva, we have a coil-on-coil construction with a Euro-style pillow top. So we have kind of base support coils, very durable material, going to be very supportive, definitely more supportive than just kind of like a base foam that you would see in all foam mattresses. Then you have 4 inches of micro coils. They're going to conform very well to the curves of your body. On top of that, you have the pillow top. You have this organic cotton cover and then some kind of very soft foam layers underneath that. So it's going to be pretty soft and pressure relieving when you're on your side, just given that pillow top nature. And then when you're on your back, it's going to be very supportive overall, and then on the stomach as well. So I actually think these are good fits for all three sleeping positions. I don't really say that about a lot of mattresses. I think they're going to be more durable than your average mattress in this price range. Going to be more breathable as well. You've got 2 sets of coils with the Saatva, and then just this grid gel material has just so much air can flow through that they're really just going to be kind of a temperature neutral situation with these mattresses. So there are a lot of similarities in that you can really find a good fit in all three sleeping positions. They're going to be more durable. It's just going to be a very different feel overall, just given that you have 2 sets of coils here, and then a Euro-style pillow top, and this unique pressure relieving yet supportive at the same time feel with the gel material. All right, now let's talk about differences in firmness and feel. As far as firmness is concerned, I actually put both mattresses at a 7 out of 10. I would say with the purple, it kind of depends on your weight, and if you weigh a little bit more, you're going to kind of activate that gel to collapse a little bit more than if you're lightweight. So if you're lightweight and you sleep on your side, you're probably going to think it's pretty firm, but if you are heavier, you're going to think it's a lot softer. So I say 7 out of 10, 7 out of 10, but if you're a heavier side sleeper, for example, you're probably going to think it's a little bit softer on the purple. As far as the feel is concerned, purple does have this unique pressure relieving yet supportive at the same time feel. It's immediately responsive. It's bouncy, so if you drop a lacrosse ball, it would bounce right back up. So you can kind of switch positions very easily. The Saatva has a traditional spring pillow top feel, so the top layers are very fluffy, very soft, and then you can actually feel the coils underneath that. So when you kind of combine that effect, it's about a 7 out of 10. So if you're used to a traditional spring mattress, you're probably going to find a nice home with the Saatva. Now I'm going to talk through how I feel in different sleeping positions on both mattresses. Starting on my back, on the purple, the gel kind of collapses underneath my butt and then just stays kind of flat and supportive across my back. So it's definitely very supportive and a good match for me on my back. Similarly on the Saatva, I find it to be a good match from a support perspective. It just kind of holds me up, allows my butt to sink in just a little bit, but you can kind of feel the foam reaching up into the lumbar region there. Switching on to my side, on the purple, I feel a little bit of firmness. I think if you're heavier than I am, you're gonna really like the purple for side sleeping, but if you're kind of my weight or a little bit lower, you're gonna feel a little bit of firmness because you're not gonna allow for that gel to kind of collapse. On the Saatva, there's a little bit of firmness as well, but I think I'd probably prefer the Saatva for side sleeping. The pillow top is nice and fluffy, kind of has a really nice feel to it. So I would say probably Saatva for side sleeping for me. As far as stomach sleeping is concerned, I would actually probably prefer the purple. So just because of the way the gel works, it's very kind of flat and supportive across my stomach. So my hips don't really sink in too much, where I feel that on the Saatva it does just a little bit. So kind of in summary, I would say if you're a heavier side sleeper, you might find the purple to be better. If you're kind of my weight or lower, you might want the Saatva. They're both good options on the back, and I would probably prefer the purple for stomach sleeping in general. So I've talked about the construction differences between these two mattresses and given my subjective opinion on firmness and feel. Now I want to give you a very objective test that shows you exactly how well each mattress leaves pressure. We do that with a pressure map test. I get down on my back, side, and stomach, and you see anywhere from blue to no pressure all the way up to red to high pressure. What's really important is these side sleeping results. So if we throw those up here with Saatva and purple, you can see that for me, Saatva actually does perform a little bit better, kind of just because of that pillow top feel, which is very fluffy towards the top. So, and I felt a little bit of firmness on the purple. I would just say that I think the results will be a little bit different if you're a heavier sleeper. For example, Martin on my team is much bigger than I am. He had almost no red, no orange or anything like that on the purple. So if you're kind of lighter weight like me, medium weight, I would say you probably relieve pressure a little bit better on the Saatva. If you're heavier, then potentially purple might actually be a little bit better.
Hey guys, Martin here to offer a different perspective. Joe's 5'9", 160. I'm 6'7", 230. I'm a larger person. I want to give my take with these two mattresses. So today we have the purple original mattress and the Saatva mattress here. I was actually a big fan of both these mattresses as a heavier person, but let's get more specific. In terms of firmness, I said the purple here was a 6.5 out of 10, and the Saatva here was a 7 out of 10. Now in terms of sleeping positions, on the purple on my back, I felt very, very nice. My hips sunk in just the right amount, but it stayed flat and supportive everywhere else. On my side, really nice pressure relief, barely any pressure on my shoulders and my hips. On my stomach, it stayed flat. I didn't feel my hips sinking in, taking me out of alignment. Over here on the Saatva on my back, I felt fantastic. This pillow top lets my hips sink in just the right amount. I feel my lumbar area being supported, very, very great. On my side, a little bit of pressure on my shoulders and my hips, but the pillow top did do a good job of relieving some pressure as well. And then on my stomach, I felt a little bit of bowing in at my hips. Again, the pillow top was not supporting me there, so I'm kind of bowing in there. So if you are a heavier back sleeper, I think both could work. It's more about what feel you're looking for, that kind of squishy gel feel here, but it's also firm, or more of the pillow top kind of hybrid feel over here. If you are a side sleeper, I would lean more towards the purple, and also if you're a stomach sleeper, I would lean more towards the purple.
If you sleep with a partner, there's two additional things you're going to want to consider when looking at a mattress, what we call motion transfer and edge support. Motion transfer is basically if your partner's moving around on that side of the bed, is that motion going to be isolated, or is it going to transfer over to you and potentially bother you at night? Edge support is basically, can you sit on the edge of the bed, can you sleep towards the edge of the bed without feeling like you're going to fall off? So for motion transfer, I would say they're about the same. They're both not the best at isolating motion, just given the materials and the construction. So I couldn't give one advantage over the other. As far as edge support is concerned, I would give the clear advantage to Saatva. They have this foam encasement system. You can pretty much sleep all the way towards the edge of the bed without feeling like you're gonna fall off. Now the moment you've all been waiting for, which one of these should you get? What type of sleeper is good for one over the other? So these are two very popular mattresses, and I think for good reason. I think they're a pretty good fit for all three sleeping positions, so I think a lot of people will like both mattresses. But as far as who should maybe get the purple, I think if you just sleep on your stomach, it's probably a better fit. Just the pillow top nature of the Saatva allows your hips to sink in maybe a little bit too much, whereas this gel material kind of stays flat and supportive across your body, so you don't kind of bow in at the hips there. And I think heavier side sleepers will allow that gel to collapse underneath their shoulders, so they have really good pressure relief when on their side. So as far as who should get the Saatva, I think if you're used to traditional spring mattresses, maybe you've stayed at some nice hotels, really like that kind of spring pillow top feel, that's exactly what you get here. So you might find this to be a very good home for you. I think if you're a lightweight side sleeper, on the purple, it's probably gonna be a little bit too firm. And I think you're gonna really like the pillow top kind of pressure relief of the Saatva. So I think very similar mattresses, but there are a couple of different types of sleepers you might wanna pick one over the other. All right, so to wrap up, hopefully I've given you a good overview of the similarities and differences between these two mattresses. I think they're very popular mattresses for a good reason, so I think you're gonna find a good home with either one. But if you're still a little bit confused, all you have to do is really just leave a comment below. Tell me a little information about yourself and I can give you a personal recommendation. If you're just getting started on your mattress journey, definitely check out mattressclarity.com. If you want to see a list of our top picks, simply Google Mattress Clarity Best Mattress. Once again, let me know if you have any questions.